Attention Texans fans, what was supposed to be a season of affirmation has turned into a plot full of uncertainties and internal battles. The main character of this story, shrouded in doubts about his physical condition, faces pressure unseen before in Houston. Will he withstand the weight of expectations? Meanwhile, backstage, strategic moves and a controversial signing stir the hearts of the fans. Inconsistencies in the stats, persistent injuries, and the shadow of an internal rival cast doubt on the immediate future. Welcome! Show your support for the Texans by reaching 100 likes on today's video. Joe Mixon, the central figure of this story, was officially ranked 58th on the NFL Top 100 Players list for the 2025 season. This recognition, issued by the league itself and his peers, crowns an impressive last year with the Texans jersey. In the 2024-25 season, Mixon amassed over 1,300 combined yards and 12 touchdowns in just 14 games, proving he remains one of the NFL's most productive and consistent running backs. Having built a solid history with 7 seasons at the Cincinnati Bengals, the Texans' number 28 has reaffirmed his reputation as a respected name among the elite. Life with the Texans hasn't been easy for Mixon. After securing a 3-year, $25.5 million contract, he faced an offensive line barely holding off opponents and battled health challenges that sidelined him for part of the training and now threaten his start to the 2025 season. Combining serious injuries in such a crucial position for a running back is a harbinger of a difficult season, the kind that divides fans between faithful hope and skeptical doubt. Despite the obstacles, Mixon earned votes for his second Pro Bowl in his career, a clear sign that his talent and commitment on the field remain his calling card. The past season was marked by an average of more than 1,350 yards and 12 touchdowns per year over the last 4 years, numbers that show the impact this runner can still deliver. However, missing preseason practice due to a foot injury sends a yellow flag to the coaching staff and fans regarding his durability and performance. To bolster the backfield, the Texans signed Nick Chubb, another running back who shined in the past but also carries a recent injury history. Chubb, who had a solid career with the Cleveland Browns before missing multiple games due to physical issues, arrives to lead if Mixon is unavailable. The expectation is that Chubb's tactical familiarity and experience will immediately support the team's fragile ground attack. Moving to the second chapter of this story, Joe Mixon remains in the spotlight. The NFL not only confirmed his ranking, but highlights his critical role for the Texans. Posting over 1,000 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns last year, Mixon broke a long-standing drought for the franchise, igniting hope for an offense that needed a clear and successful reference point. However, the Texans' running back situation is far from calm. NFL insider Ian Rappaport reported that Mixon might miss a significant part of the 2025 season due to a lingering injury. This forces the coaching staff, now led by offensive coordinator Nick Caley, to restructure plans and seek effective substitutes to keep the team competitive at a crucial moment. Veteran newcomer Nick Chubb brings a mixed baggage of glory and struggles. Despite dealing with an unsteady offensive line in Cleveland, he still managed 332 yards on 102 carries last season, indicating his contribution could be more relevant than expected. Yet, the main question revolves around Chubb's ability to endure the heavier workload he might face due to uncertainty about Mixon's status. This scenario puts the Texans at a crossroads. Stick with the proven but injury-prone veteran, or let the backup take a larger role even lacking recent credentials. The team's management needs to be precise. The risks are high, and the NFL calendar spares no errors in running back rotations. For fans and analysts, the dilemma is palpable. Mixon presents himself as a beloved and productive figure, but his physical condition might limit the expected impact. This reality exposes the fragility of a roster aiming to rebuild after unstable seasons and relying heavily on the rushing game for progress. A key point in this deep analysis is comparing the team's past season's performance. Before having a running back consistently surpassing the 1,000-yard mark, the Texans' ground offense struggled to gain rhythm, directly impacting game scores. Mixon's arrival brought a temporary transformation that raised expectations for this crucial unit. However, injuries remain the main brake on progress. The possibility of Mixon missing a prolonged stretch highlights the urgent need for contingency planning that won't compromise the offense. Despite recent physical setbacks, Nick Chubb is seen as a viable alternative, emphasizing the importance of roster depth and athletes' resilience. Accordingly, the coaching staff has a decisive role in maintaining competitiveness. Transparency with anxious and hopeful fans is also essential, so everyone understands the challenges and paths ahead. The Texans fans' feeling right now is one of the most honest in the NFL. Love for the team mixed with frustrations over choices and results. Betting on Mixon is a calculated risk, and this season's outcome could define not only the campaign's fate but the franchise's future for years to come. Bringing these two scenarios together, the balancing act for the Houston Texans is real, between hope in their stars' recovery and the urgent need for success in an attack heavily dependent on running backs' health. The 2025 season will be a stern test for player durability and the front office's strategic decisions. In summary, the challenge is to keep harmony between Joe Mixon's high individual performance despite limitations and Nick Chubb's ability to step in without losing strength in the crucial ground game, a key element to dreaming of wins and playoffs. The Texans are under the spotlight and cannot afford mistakes. However, it's important to remember this depends not only on players, but also on the entire system: game planning, physical preparation, training, and medical support. Only with a multifaceted approach can Houston Texans overcome this turbulent scenario. My firm opinion is that the Texans have the talent and potential for a competitive season, but the health and endurance of their main running backs will be decisive to avoid another uneven campaign. The shadow of injuries and pressure for immediate results could become a trap without strict management and prudent planning. And you, Texans fan, are you ready to support your team despite the doubts and dangers surrounding Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb? Who do you believe should take the lead in the ground attack? Our seasoned veteran or the backup fighting to prove his worth? Leave your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to like this video to strengthen the Texans fan community, share your view, and subscribe to the channel to never miss a deep dive analysis of your beloved team.